for some peace of mind. But TikTok said a gator drove a Jeep through the blinds. Florida man's at it again with fireworks and a goat. And someone married a ghost in a Dollar Tree coat. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is going on? Aliens dancing in a Waffle House song. Karen's got a taser in the checkout line. And Dr. Oz just adopted birds to fight off crime. Oh, I'm just sitting here scrolling, my jaw on the floor. The internet's a circus and I can't take no more. Yeah, when it's wildin', there's a raccoon in the sink. Someone robbed a Wendy's just to steal a frosty drink. A pastor's gone viral yelling about the end is near, while folks ride hoverboards and wedding gear. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is this mess? Florida's a movie, but it's filmed in VHS. Someone fed meth to a squirrel named Dave, and now he's in a cage just throwing rave. I'm just...
Good morning, everyone. It may be a good thing that we don't have trial today because I don't know if it's just the cold coming in or what, but I was more tempted than ever to stay in my bed this morning. And if you hear a noise in the background, I do have my chair on the massage feature. No, I'm not having that kind of fun on today. So, I mean, it'd be a totally different stream and probably on OnlyFans if I was having that kind of fun. So, if you hear a noise in the background, that is what it is. Though you are free to put in your own headcanon, different things. So, I say all that to say that this morning might be a bit more squirrely, but you know, it's a Mo Squirrel ride. I mean, who doesn't love it? And I have basically been finding, well, not so many stories, but a lot of clips. So I do have some news. I will just tell you that my focus and all of the other things are kind of shot today. So it is probably a really good thing that we have a little break from court today, which, you know, works for us. Tammy, yes and no. I felt bad. I felt so bad. I felt like I robbed Mr. Mo of our date night because I forgot that our date night is Wednesday. It used to be Thursday. But then he started school and wanted to kind of break on his school day to get away from doing all the classes and then jumping into homework. So I gave myself extra time. I was like, I am going to defunkify myself. And it just didn't quite work out as well as I thought it would. It's just a combo of a lot of different aggravating factors. Which, you know, works because I actually got my embroidery stand in, but it is huge and it is complicated. And I told Mr. Mo that I married him for several reasons. A, because I love him, of course. B, because I don't have to drive. C, taking out the trash. And D, to annoy him by hanging things up with thumbtacks, not level, so he'll hang things up himself. Hi, howdy. Welcome. So yes, now in news that I don't want to talk about particularly, but we are in for more snow. At this point, I need Mother Nature. If hell has frozen over, I would just like to know which of the headlines caused it. But I found this and I realized this would be the one and only reason I would be a police officer, for calls like this.
You are absolutely good.
Yes, sir.
I have so many questions. What? This is Gus.
Why do you stay with Mr. Mo is the question, Jariah, because he gets to see me on my really bad days. You guys get the in public Mo. I mean, you are getting more of what he sees every day. Today, I put on no makeup. This is a bun. So I will say that you get the on camera ready me, and Mr. Mo has seen me when I'm near tears, wondering if I am going to pee myself because my pain is so bad if I put my leg down, but I'm stuck. I'm stuck where I am because I only had, I only have one leg. So look, and it has taken me a while to get this functional with chronic pain, because I'll be real honest with you guys. For my first 2 years, I was pissed. Pissed at it. It's not a yak, it's my chair's massage feature. I normally don't like a pirate. Yes. No, for the first 2 years, I was pissed. I was just angry at everything I lost, and I Mr. Mo deserves a medal because all of my feelings, the sadness, the loss, the grief, all came out as bitch. And then I felt even bitchier and more awful about myself for being a total and complete butt monkey. So then that also came out as double bitch. So I was not a saint. Oh, I was not a saint, and it took a long time for me to realize that just because I was in pain, just because I was uncomfortable, didn't mean that I could treat people badly. I could be short or unappreciative. So, you know, it took a lot of learning on both our parts. He wanted to fix things, and now I didn't come up with the idea. This is a Ben Shapiro idea, but I tell him at the start if this is going to be a complaining conversation or a fixing it conversation, just because I've come to realize more how hard it is for him to see me in pain and not be able to do anything. So it it is, I have gained much more respect for how hard it is to be next to someone, love someone, and not be able to help them. So it does take a lot of growth, and it does take a commitment to try to be a better person and stay hydrated and off of heroin. I mean, it's a lot of commitment, and I'm not Jesus or Oprah, so I'm not good at it every day, but I do apologize and recognize it easier and more fully now. And I'm much more appreciative of things like the little things. Uh, just re- just saying thank you is a big thing this year and last year. Even for the small things, Mr. Mo kind of gets irritated. He's like, "You don't have to thank me every time you do something," or I do something. And I was like, "Yeah, I do because I appreciate it." Uh, you know, I and and I think that him having the shingles has actually been really helpful. I don't want him to have the shingles. I didn't want him to have any nerve pain, but he is understanding how it's kind of all consuming. There's a lot more mental energy to kind of ignore it. And his is really good. He has found that working out in the morning helps him. It kind of desensitizes his nerves. So I'm really glad, but he keeps wanting to encourage me to work out, and I have to explain to him that uh, it just talk to each other. It, don't expect your partner to be a mind reader. Look, your husband, your male significant other, wants to help things because feeling helpless sucks. It just is a sucky feeling and they want to help. So you need to be very clear if you are just complaining about something or if you would like constructive help. Just tell people what you want. This is the part that I swear I'm an alien. Now, again, I do not practice what I preach all the time. I do look at it from a 50,000-foot perspective and realize that I am being just as illogical as all the humans that I look at and point, and say, why don't you just say what you mean? So it is a different thing, and often I love streaming because I can get my mind off of it and that. So I completely get it. But it is probably a good thing we have a break today. Now, so we have some stories though. So let me get to those. Share screen. I love that I narrate what I'm doing for you guys. It's always a good thing. Always a good thing. In sad news, Lamonte Lamore, the singer and founding member of the Fifth Dimension, has passed away at 90 years old. Singer Lamonte Lamore, the founding member of vocal group Fifth Dimension, whose smooth pop and soul sounds with a touch of psychedelic touch, brought them big hits in the 1960s and 70s, has passed away. He was 90 years old. Now, he passed away on Tuesday in his home in Las Vegas, surrounded by his family, according to Representative Jeremy Westby in a statement, and he passed of natural causes after... No, I don't know why we continue to show Rob Reiner. New York Post, I understand that you would like us to look at other stories of yours, but could you possibly, and I ask this as a person who uses your site regularly and hell would even pay for a subscription. Could you please have the videos match anything related to the article under the headline of which they are located? Because there is no other than a tangential link that they were both somewhat famous. And still, rest in peace. Now, Fifth Dimension had broad crossover success and won 6 Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year twice for 1967's Up, Up, and Away and 1969's Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In. I always thought that was Earth, Wind, and Fire who sang that. I did not know it was Fifth Dimension. Both were also top 10 pop hits, with the latter a mashup of songs from the musical Hair, spending 6 weeks at number 1. Lamore had a parallel career as a sports and celebrity photographer whose photos appeared in magazines including Jet. He was born in St. Louis and served in the Navy, where he worked as an aerial photographer. He played baseball in the Los Angeles Dodgers farm team and settled in Southern California, where he began to use his bass voice and skill with the camera. He first sang in a jazz ensemble, The High Fives, with future Fifth Dimension bandmate Marilyn McCoo. The group opened for Ray Charles in 1963, but broke up the following year. So he then joined a group with childhood friends called the Versatiles. They recruited Florence LaRue, a school teacher Lamore had read through his photography, to join them. In 1965, they signed to singer Johnny Rivers' new label, Soul City Records, and changed their name to Fifth Dimension to better represent the cultural movement. Okay, so I've seen them before. I just didn't realize... I am not going to lie, but I would buy that top today. I mean, and I'm not even a fan of crop tops. In fact, I honestly rail against the fact that I have to pay full price for my daughter's crop tops, and they're less fabric. I do, at this point, teenage girls should be the cheapest people to clothe at this point, because I mean, and we already have shorts out, people. Like, who the hell decides when shorts and swimsuits are going to come out? Who the hell needs that kind of negativity in their life before Valentine's Day? I don't know. Walmart, fix yourself. Look, we already have enough shame in the Midwest and body issues, and let's be real, Midwestern shaped bodies. Do we really need to put the bikinis out and the Daisy Dukes that we know are going to be used irresponsibly by Big Bertha on the little go-getter Rascal Madoo? You know, could we just not? But back to my original point. The shorts are yay big. The shirt is about yay big. I should pay $5. Hell, at this point, it's about like a Subway proposition. I mean, I am not getting a foot-long sandwich. I refuse to pay foot-long price. I am not getting a full damn outfit. I refuse to pay full damn outfit prices. I don't know why this is so hard. I feel, y'all, one of these days, Mo is going to pull a Steve Martin from Father of the Bride, and she's going to go full off in the Walmart. She is going to be in the middle of the damn store pulling out hot dog buns to match the damn hot dog package. And I'm going to start a movement. Just saying. I cannot anymore with this ridiculousness. Well, in the latest on the Savannah Guthrie's mother kind of saga, now there have been a couple updates. Allegedly, and according to media reporting, Savannah Guthrie's brother-in-law was the last family member to be with her before she vanished. Now, there have been a lot of implications made about that fact on the internet, but that's, not always linked to reality or actually what's going on in the investigation. So I do caution you, while it's fun to go into the, speculation station tinfoil hat, these are real people. These allegations are serious. And before we speculate, maybe we should just step back a little bit. Savannah Guthrie's desperate appeal for her mom Nancy's alleged captors is a strong signal that the Today Star's family has yet to receive a legitimate ransom demand, according to FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. To me, it reads like an effort to establish some sort of communication, McCabe told CNN late Wednesday. Now, we don't know this for sure, but I feel this is a fairly strong signal that they don't believe they've had a legitimate ransom demand yet. What you hear is the family saying, "We're ready to talk, reach out to us. We just want to know you have our mother." That's not something that you would do if you were already in negotiations with someone that you thought already had the victim. Which these are all things logically that you could point out. I mean, I don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to have logicked these things out myself. So do be wary of a lot of these stories because basically what they are repackages of all that we know right now with various people with, yes, a wealth of experience in these type of situations, but they are not linked to the case in any way. So do be aware that until we get actual press release from the police, there are going to be a lot of kind of churn articles like this where they're just keeping the story in there, but they really don't have any new information. Now, all of that being said, I do hope that this is one of the stories that we can have a happy ending to. And Tree 90 official, I don't know. So I will answer this as logically as I can. The state did end with all of the autopsy reports yesterday. And I do think it was planned to give the jury a break after that. I honestly, and I can usually argue every single point and every single side of an argument, whether I find it morally repugnant or not. I honestly can't see any scenario where uh, the state would put on anyone else after those witnesses, and that the defense would have any case at this point that wouldn't piss off the jury beyond all measure. I think before yesterday's testimony, I would have told you that we maybe have another week, but I think that strategically the state is probably going to end with those witnesses and rest their case. I will be shocked if the defense doesn't also rest as well. Now, there still is the possibility that Paul has the gonads to go up and testify. And please do, Paul. I have nothing but curse words and a tapestry of creative punishments that allegedly in Minecraft I would like to spew out to you. So please take the stand, sir. It would make my day. Make my day. So, in theory, the judge has let us know that he was planning to talk to Paul, do that kind of soliloquy that they do prior to outside the jury's presence, asking if he wants to testify. I can see that possibly and potentially happening Friday. I honestly think that the judge was shocked at the severity of the wounds on the victims. I think that the state has done a spectacular job being very professional about this, not using these horrific facts that they have access to really pull on the jury's heartstrings. They have brought nothing but facts. And with the defense's three-pronged strategy of let's see, my client is not a moron. He wouldn't have done this, and he wouldn't have left all the evidence around. Well, your client might not be a moron, but you two are, and by the transitive property, he is too. So that one's out. Then we've got well, look at all this evidence. Surely it's a conspiracy. And the state just looked at, Paul, not Corey. Then you have he's not a moron. You have it was all a conspiracy, and this investigation was biased. Now, I think that the state's overall lead detective on this case said it best, that we followed the evidence. She's like, you just looked at Paul. Kim K, I'm coming for you. I have the wig. I will draw on the mole, and I can look vacant and stuff. Okay. So, Kim K, like I said, the gloves are off if you guys continue with your idiocracy after yesterday's testimony. So, now I do plan to dress up as Kim K and roast the ever-living hell out of her during closing statements. And tomorrow, hopefully, we can go back to doing the Mad Libs for Paul, because they are actually pretty funny. It's just, by the time we got to the third report, I just didn't feel comfortable doing Mad Libs that day. So that's kind of where I see the case going. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a, caseologist, but I honestly don't see a defense going forward after yesterday. And I think even the very, very ill-used and underused perception skills of the defense sensed that it was done. It was done. So I don't know, because if you asked me at the beginning of the day, I would have had a totally different answer to today. Now, I have questions about this because I say she saved a puppy, she gets a medal. A North Carolina vet tech, Dawson Garner, has been charged and fired after rescuing an abandoned dog during a snowstorm. There better be, like, what, did she hold him ransom? This poor boy hasn't been groomed. Yes, she saved a life. I'm done. A North Carolina veterinary technician has been charged and fired from her job after she rescued a dog that was abandoned in cold winter weather, but failed to hand over the dog to animal control. Now, Dawson Garner has been left completely broken as she faces charges for keeping a stray animal, failure to surrender, and interfering with law enforcement over her deed, according to WRAL. Now, Garner said she was punished for her act of compassion in rescuing the dog from brutal conditions after a harsh snowstorm barreled through North Carolina over the weekend. Now, the now former vet tech saw a doorbell footage of a person later identified as Ashley Baker walking up to a neighbor's porch, dropping off the shaggy dog, and running away. Why is Ashley Baker not in handcuffs? Why are we not throwing this woman a parade? And if she didn't want to turn over the dog to animal control because they would take him to a shelter that he basically got 24 hours and then he has to go to doggy heaven, I wouldn't turn over the dog either. I was only trying to help a dog who suffered in the cold and was in need. I acted out of compassion, instinct, and a love for animals that couldn't help itself, Garner wrote on Facebook Tuesday. Now, to be wrongfully charged for doing what I believed was the right thing has caused deep emotional pain that I carry. I'm being punished for trying to protect a vulnerable dog that has left me feeling devastated, confused, and betrayed by a system that's supposed to value life and kindness. Now, the storm, the bomb cyclone, did wreak havoc across the Tar Heel state, bringing cold weather and snow to a region that really isn't used to all that. Now, Garner took in the sweet dog and called animal control to report the deserted pet, only to bring down an animal investigation. Now, she did refuse that order, claiming that with her expertise, she knew that her home would be a good fit for this dog. Basically, she was going to take this dog and treat him like her own. In her condition, and as a vet tech and groomer, I couldn't foresee her coming like that, Garner said. She wouldn't stand a chance in a shelter. It's very heartbreaking, and I don't understand how you could, again, and I get it. Look, maybe the people that find abandoned dogs, don't always have the best homes, but this woman is a vet tech and a groomer. This dog is severely matted. If you send this dog to the shelter, it's not getting looked at. It's not going to get adopted. She cleans this beautiful puppy up. I mean, and look at it. It's a good dog. North Carolina, you got some splaining to do. Now, Garner eventually was able to make contact with the rightful owner of the dog, who had been missing over 2 months, and she reunited the human with, no, you keep that dog. You do not let that heifer have that dog back. Okay, maybe this is, I don't get any of this. I'm going to have to research more on this story because none of this makes sense. Not one of these things makes sense. So I don't know if maybe there's more to the story that is in local reporting, but I'm going to look into this one more because it just, I don't get this. I just don't get this. Well, now we've got a bunch of, crazy stories. Basically, the rest of the show is going to be the stories that will bring final form Jesus and his wrath down upon us. Fair point. Fair point. You're right. So let's get into them because we've got a bunch of them today. I must have been in a mood where I did not want to look at the headlines. I can usually tell when I need kind of a funny day because when I look at the stories I pulled, more of them are Final Form Jesus stories. It's a coinkydink.
Keep grove, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack listening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
Well, what's a working witch to do? Oh my God. Remake Working Girl with Melanie Griffith, and make it Working Witch. Same makeup though. You know, you have not lived in life until you see, oh gosh, what is it? Joan, who is their brother and sister? She was the voice of Jessie on Cusack. Till you've seen Joan Cusack with at least 18 different shades of fuchsia on her eyelid and hair, I mean, up to here. You have not lived till you've seen Joan Cusack with crimped hair and 97 shades of fuchsia on her eye eyelids. I legitimately looked at my mom because my mom introduced me to Working Girl, the movie, and I was like, did you think you looked good in that? Now, this is where I realized that my honesty might not be the best policy. It was then that I realized that I say the things that you're not supposed to say. Your inside voice stuff, that's what I say. And you're not supposed to say those things. But yeah, there you go. A literal witch hunt. So I am confused if we have a virtual witch hunt. Who's going to write the virtual crucible? I just don't know. Etsy sellers paid to curse evil exes claim that they are being persecuted by, well, Etsy. Etsy's come down like no for the pagans. Etsy witches. God dang it. This is, you know, why we haven't found intelligent life? Because they have found us and not labeled us as intelligent. Because this is the kind of shit that goes out on our radio waves, and they're like, no, they don't deserve to be in the Galactic Federation. Not yet. If ever. I think they have our hub accounts. I'm not sure, but they definitely know we are not Federation ready. Etsy witches are allegedly being kicked out of the online marketplace over a decade after their services were officially banned by platform moderators. Now, customers with a grudge have gone viral on social media by praising the services offered online by occultists who peddle their spellcasting services on the platform. To which I have to say, have you not seen The Craft? I mean, I guess you heifers, you online witches want to go all bald and, you know, scarry, but have y'all not heard of the basic tenet involved in, well, Wicca, but most pagan religions that, you know, what you do will come back to you? So, I mean, what the hell? Now, their offerings include clairvoyant readings, spells for love, protection, luck, money, manifesting services, manifesting, daydream, it will come true. How can you service a daydream? The hub's already done it. Just manifesting is such a dumb word. It's such a dumb concept. Oh my Lord. I don't know why. It's, you know why? Because do you want to know why manifesting bothers me so much? Because it comes out of the mouths of the same people that are like, Kim K. Like, I don't know if you know this, but I took a quiz and I am totally an empath. Oh my God. It's totally fits me because I'm a Sagittarius and they are known for like having intuitiveness. And I'm, yeah, but I'm really spiritual. This is why I hate the word manifesting because it only ever comes out of the people's mouths that talk like that. And I simply cannot abide stupid. Look, I'm dealing with chronic pain and I am deathly allergic to stupidity. And they have not created an EpiPen for stupid. So I keep myself in my house so I don't, you know, unwittingly hurt someone's soul by pointing out that things are illogical. I don't have time for them. And if you would like me to have time and, you know, appreciate any well, I guess validity of them, then please come at me with someone not annoying. I am willing to change my mind on almost anything. I just need, I need proof. I need a logic path that I can follow at some point. I just require things to make sense. George Carlin, where are you? We need you back. But apparently you can no longer get your magic spells on Etsy. Now they even do things for good weather for a wedding or soulmate drawings or curses. Despite their popularity, Etsy has explicitly prohibited the sale of spells, enchantments, and other supernatural services going all the way back to 2015. Now former Etsy witches are screeching over finally getting swept off the site. Beatrix, who sells under Celestial Craft Spells, was one of the many who were unfairly banned. Ma'am, you got away with your scam for a couple years. Seriously, just look at it as a win. You got away with scamming people. You took money from people. You probably, lit a few birthday candles, smoked some sage or devil's lettuce and said, it's done. You had a good thing. Go make your own website, hexescursesareus.com, and be an entrepreneur. Witches don't mean whiners. Also, if you can tell the future, shouldn't you have known that this was coming and set up accordingly? See, this is what happens when you go, selling curses, selling bad juju. The future and fates don't warn you that the platform has already said this was not kosher and you've been skating by on their good graces and they might eventually enforce their term of service. See, again, this is why I can't. Now, she has started her own site and is growing her social media presence, and she's applied to sell on a new platform called Witchly, which is just like Etsy, but for witches. I must go there. Okay, no, we are going to Witchly. I have fully caught the squirrel of this. We are checking out Witchly. See what I can do. Okay. Witchly. No, this is a shop. Huh. Oh. Oh. Oh, they obviously don't have the Matrix. Well, this is an interesting website. I mean, it looks like if I did their website. Now, I assure you, I have not gone to their website. It looks like an old MySpace page. Maybe it is an old MySpace page. Hell, I don't know. I can't internet. Trying to find this stupid website so we can see what Witchly Marketplace. Ooh. Oh, here we go. No, maybe not. No. I don't know. Anywho, I thought it was going to be cool. I thought we were going to like see all the shop categories. Meiji, the magical spell category, handmade magic. Is there a corporate magic I don't know beyond Magic the Gathering? You know what you get when you get druids and money, you get big magic. I'm not interested in playing with magic. I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in manifesting. So I will not be taken over by the dark side. I simply wanted to see what the hell this website was. And it strikes me as just as hilarious as as everything else. Look, it's not my jam. If it's your jam, if you deeply believe in it, then I'm sorry that I'm making fun of it. But do remember that I make fun of my own religiosity. So honestly, don't you feel included now? But still, if it's your jam, then go on with your badass Wiccan self. I I mean, I'm not here like I said, I'm not Jesus, I'm not Oprah. You're not asking me to pay your taxes for it. I'm okay with it. Well, scientists are baffled by a black hole that's spewing out more than 100 trillion times the energy than the Star Wars Death Star. How have we quantified the energy that the Death Star used? I mean, I'm sure there has been someone who actually did all the science behind the Death Star, but I am all the confused. Now, if you don't happen to OD on like Astrum and how the universe works to go to sleep, because for some reason listening to how the universe may or may not end comforts you, and black holes, uh, supermassive black holes do seem to be at the center of every major galaxy in the universe that we can see. So they're look, they have a lot of sciencey stuff going on. I don't do math. A supermassive black hole with a case of cosmic indigestion has been burping out the remains of a shredded star for 4 years, experts have discovered. Now, astronomers say that the radio wave jet shooting out of the black hole is a contender for one of the brightest, most energetic things ever detected in the universe. Uh, Now, calculations suggest that current energy outflow is up to 100 trillion times that of the infamous super powerful Death Star from the Star Wars universe. Astrophysicists have documented plenty of incidents where a star gets too close to a black hole and gets shredded by its gravitational field. But a black hole emitting this much energy so many years after chewing up a star is unprecedented. Now, the team even predicted the stream of radio waves belching from the cosmic entity will keep increasing exponentially before peaking next year. It's really unusual, said Yvette Sendes, an astrophysicist at the University of Oregon who led the research into this. I'd be hard-pressed to think of anything rising like this over such a long period of time. So it is interesting, but baffling scientists is kind of what science is all about. That's how we learn new things. Scientists find a new thing, they're baffled by it, and then, they spend time with the supercomputers and the matrix and they figure it out. Now, I will say that the interesting thing about this, not to get full science-y on you, but there is a certain limiting factor, at least scientists thought before, of the amount of stuff that a black hole can actually eat at a time. Now, this particular black hole seems to be exceeding those limits that scientists thought about the ability to accrete and gather mass. Look, it has a lot of sciencey stuff or math stuff in it, but basically, this is well outside of the parameters of what we thought was normal for supermassive black holes, meaning that we just don't know enough yet right now. So I think it's interesting. I love it when they dumb it down for not math people like me. And they're that's why I love those things. Now, speaking of another black hole, although you might think it's in her head after launching this, you guys, this woman, read the damn room. The HR chief at the center of the Coldplay cheating scandal is charging people $875 to teach them about taking back the narrative at a crisis conference. Who the hell would pay money to go to something called a crisis conference that doesn't involve zombies or like Sharknadoes and has these two women on it? Like, y'all, can I tell you, I see this poster, I see two women that I don't want to run into at Target. I see two women that shop at Target for groceries. These are not my women. Not that there's anything wrong with being a Target woman. I'm just saying we don't. I'm a great value woman, and these two women own at least 4 Stanley Cups. None of them have a curse word on them. We just won't be friends. It's not that they're, I don't know them. I'm just saying we don't have anything in common. I see their pictures. I say, nope. And to pay $900 to be around these two for hours? I'm a masochist, but I'm not that masochistic. Holy crap. The HR executive who was caught canoodling with her boss at a Coldplay concert over the summer will be featured as the keynote speaker at a pricey crisis communications conference in April. Kristen Cabot, the 53-year-old mom of 2, will share and skis of, 2 men, allegedly in Minecraft, because, of course, this was totally just friends hanging out. I mean, I often go see Coldplay with my boss and have him hug me under my boobs and with my fingers all entwined. Yeah, that's, me and Shizzy, I get him a couple step stools, and then we just, no, ma'am, no one is no one is buying your story. Again, I salute you for trying to charge people $900 to listen to your goofy ass story, but actually, I salute you. If you are dumb enough, look, I'm not going to make fun of this woman. I'm going to make fun of the people that attend that. Hell, I would crowdfund a ticket to this shit show just to do some serious profiling of the people that attended and paid the $800 unironically, because that would be hysterical. Like, my inside cat would much rather go to that conference for that reason than a Coldplay conference or concert. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be like top tier people watching for me. Because, yeah, who pays $900 to listen to this again woman talk about how she didn't have hodacity? Let's see, where is this happening? I blocked it out because I saw. Where in the hell is this? It's not saying tickets to the conference. Yes, where is the damn conference going to be? Conference, where is the conference? Let's see here. Okay, the conference is slated for April 16th in Washington, D.C. and will and will feature 14 other speakers helming companies like the Trevor Project and Blackbird AI. So there you go. DC, a place full of liars lying that they're not cheating to learn from another cheater who got caught how that getting caught you can change the narrative. Sure. I mean, yeah, okay. Now, I have all the questions about this final story because honestly, I wouldn't think you'd get vintage booze in Utah. An archaeological team in Utah exhumed a bottle of alcohol that was estimated to be approximately 150 years old, and people gave it a taste test. Why would you do? No. Yuck. No. Do we not have, like, who would drink that? Ian Wright, Utah's state public archaeologist, said the bottle was among thousands of artifacts dating back to approximately 1870 or 1890, found on U.S. Forest Service land used by the Alta Ski Resort. When they picked it up, it was still full. It even had the cork in it still. Wright told the park record, "We realized, oh my gosh, this is a real treasure." Now, Wright said the find is the only known intact bottle of alcohol to be found from the time period. They sometimes find them in Missouri and places like Mississippi, where, there was a sunken ship, but never in Utah. We rarely find a bottle with a cork in it at all, or if we do find one, the corks are shriveled up and sunken inside of it, or just fragments. So this is a pretty rare find. Now, Wright's team enlisted the help of High West, Utah's oldest legal distillery, to analyze the bottle's contents. The nearby Old Town cellars provided a Coravan device to extract some of the liquid without damaging the cork. Isaac Winter, director of distilling at High West, was the first to taste the liquid. I had a little trepidation going into it, but you have to try it. No, you don't. It didn't smell like gasoline and it didn't smell like tobacco spit. Yeah. If it had, would you still drink it? He said the flavor was fruity. There's a bit of leather and quite a bit of age on it. Laura Tinsley, director of sensory and product development at High West, said the flavors were complex. First, there was a kind of oxidized fruit note. Look, maybe it is the hill chuck in me. Maybe it is the fact that I cut all of my booze with Diet Sprite. But the fancy wine, like the wine that you're supposed to, and, swirlate and all of that, it tastes like nail polish remover to me. Now, maybe I'm just addicted to sugar. I mean, and I'll drink, a mixed drink, but I've never got the tasting notes full of oak and despair. I don't get it. I don't get it. It seems pretentious to me, but people would say that my Sailor Moon habit is ridiculous. And I would agree with them. But I never said that I was going to, actually give you normal stuff. Now, I needed all the good in humanity, and sometimes the best good in humanity is a man and their dog. So I figured we needed a little bit of a happy puppy kitten note to end the day with.
Good weapon.
Oh, this is great.
Pinto Bean had spent a lot of time watching us make skits using fake swords.
All the swords we use are fake. She saw us fighting each other and was like, okay, that's how it's done. But we didn't
Such a smart dog.
teach her, we didn't train her.
We didn't expect it from her. If I asked her to drop her sword, she's dropping it in a second.
Oh no. And you've been slain by the wolf.
She dropped her stick, picked up the fake sword that I was holding, and ran away with it.
Oh no! And she has upgraded her weaponry.
At that moment, our lives changed forever.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah?
There's a lady here who wants to speak to the manager.
What does she want?
I don't know, ma'am. What do you want?
We're out of treats. Just became so fierce with it.
Yeah.
I think you've been neglecting someone.
Oh, you're really pretty. You're really pretty, Pinto.
Things you can do with a dog, not a cat, because the cat would get a real knife. You know the cat would. The cat would not play. Be like, I'm gonna cut you again. Where are my snacks? Actually, on a total side note, I am sending Mr. Mo out on a pet stop run because for a new brush, because I guess I have gotten the wrong brush, but whatever we're using, it's just not very effective. And the strongest catnip so that they will sit still while we are brushing them. I'll let you know how that goes.
From that moment, she's conquered all the lands with her might.
Oh my God, I would totally watch Braveheart, the dog movie. Braveheart, Air Bud Edition. Oh my God. No, we just need to remake, God dang it. You know, I need editing skills because I would totally do that if I had the edit skills. I would make, Brave Dog dressed exactly like like Mel Gibson. Totally. Totally, I would do that. This is why I need an assistant. I need an assistant that has all these technical skills so I can say Braveheart, the Air Bud movie. Yeah, I even have problems communicating to AI. AI doesn't seem to be using the same language I am because I think I'm fairly clear, and it does not.
And she comes down with a strong paw on anyone who would defy her. Very much so, including the vacuum.
Come on, you know it's not that bad.
She must be stopped.
And so we have this incredibly epic sword fight.
How does she have a mug? I love these dorks. You know what? Let your nerd flow. You know their neighbors or whoever is at the local park is confused as hell as to what's going on. That's what the hilarious part to me is. It's not that they're doing but it is the people who have gathered around not understanding what in the Matrix glitch is going on. Can you imagine you're just walking in the park one day trying to get your 10,000 steps and you just walk? Now, personally, it would make my day. I live for the absurd Matrix glitches that I run across every day. But other people I can only imagine would be dumbstruck and mesmerized by the unholy nerdiness and weirdness of what's going on. Whereas I'm like, do more. I love it. Can I play with the dog and the sword? I was like, where do I get your outfit? Again, the next day, Mo, it would be a trio. So
We really play it up that she's fierce, and that's not her character at all.
She is a huge couch potato. When we do start playing, she can go for hours and hours.
And she does not go lightly with her weapon.
Pinto, I'm sorry, but a great sadness has happened. Her sword, a brand new one.
We're back.
Ceremony as a thank you and remembrance for all of the great service it had done.
And so we got the new sword.
It's here. It's here. It's here.
Look!
It was almost as if nothing changed.
She's like, all shall fall before me.
We really try to squeeze her into every facet of our lives.
There you go. That, yes. Like I said, this is sometimes we just need people being themselves, having a great time being themselves, doing something that's like, why didn't I think of doing that? And then you remember you have cats that really would consider homicide as a motivating tool to make you give them third, second, and fourth breakfast, then 11sies, noons, tea time, and dinner. So, you know, some things work for some people, some things don't work for other people. On that note, I hope that you guys have a great morning. Thank you for hanging out with me. I am going to probably rest today because we do have, day 15 in the Paul Canero trial tomorrow. I don't anticipate the case going much longer than mid next week if there is any defense put on. If they do not put on a defense or call anyone, then I do believe that Friday is going to be maybe jury instructions, possibly, or whatever defense has cobbled up. I don't see the state bringing another witness, but I could be 27% wrong, so we will still have Mad Libs because I think it's going to be hilarious. So I will see you guys then. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, but have a sassy mouth and carry a can of bitch fire because we're allergic to stupid and they just don't have an EpiPen yet. Bye, you guys.